Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Haddad and this is A.T.I Draws. I'd like to welcome you guys back to just another wonderful video. I'm sorry for the delay in videos, I've been quite busy recently, so this video did come out later than expected, but in all, I feel like this video had a bit more effort put into it and certain areas that allowed it to flourish a lot more, I guess. Yes, to have more quality. I'll put it like that. Thank you guys for love and support for the last couple videos. I deeply appreciate that. The likes, the subscribers, all that has been slowly rising, and the views have been slowly rising, and I deeply appreciate that. We're slowly growing, and as my schedule obviously gets better and frees up and different things, obviously the quality of my videos will increase. So guys, keep on supporting me. The quality will go up. Things will get better. I'm obviously trying, and as you guys see that this week's video, I drew something more perspective based this time. But regardless, without further ado, let's just jump right into today's video. So last week, the last time I did a video, this is supposed to be the last part of doing anatomy. In the anatomy parts that we had, we went over the female anatomy, the male anatomy, the child anatomy. We also went over the older people anatomy, which I specifically did older woman, as I'm more experienced with drawing female characters than I am with male characters. That allowed me to draw the character more simple, more efficient for a short amount of time. So that's why I was able to do older female characters. With that in place, I did draw that. So that was older characters. We now, for the very last week of our anatomy practice, is those with abnormal figures or elongated figures, just those with awkward anatomy. Now, though this might seem normal, if you can't tell, her build is actually very tall. She's actually a very, very tall person. And I made it seem that way because obviously you can see her height next to the stop sign and next to the pool here and across the fence and stuff. And if she were to step back, she'd be around this little height right here, about this height right here, on a very large building, which means she is a very tall person. I made this figure because usually taller, more elongated figures would happen to have longer joints and bones, and I wanted to experiment with that in case I ever get drawing more elongated figures in the future. I get to draw more figures, I guess. That's what anatomy practice is for anyway. I draw, I learn anatomy. You guys see how I learn anatomy. You guys pick up tips and whatnot that I'm able to drop, and that's what we do. Regardless, let's do the same process we did before. Actually, before the process, let's just go over the final image real quick and just see how it is. So, as the final image, as you can see, there is a lady in a dark alleyway. Of course, ignore the fact that this image is not like really dark colors. I will proceed to work on that in the future. It's just weird to me making things like very awkwardly dark colors or very, very bright colors. So I will have to work on that. That's why we'll do color theory another time. I will be doing color theory. That's another video though. So in the dark alleyway, we have this lady dressed in all black. She is standing with a very tall, wide hat, and she is clearly smiling. And we have a little thought bubble right here to show that yes, she is indeed happy. She tilts her hat down as we can see with the little bubbles here. She is the only one illuminated by the street light, and there is a traffic light behind here, but there is no cars. There is a stop sign, but again, there is no cars. It seems like the viewer is walking down this alleyway and seems to stumble across this abnormally tall figure. Now, again, as you can see from the perspective, they're down hills. Is a hilly area. So our protagonist is most likely seeing this in a very zoomed in perspective from a top of a hill like presence, due to the fact that this is kind of more flat up here, but yet our height is significantly taller than a character on a hill like presence. It makes sense that we were more on top of a hill area, or on a hill, just on a hill. Now, with drawing this, as you can see, the character does not have more predominant muscle mass. Instead, it seems like the forearms are longer, the shoulders and biceps and triceps are longer. The spine doesn't change that much, actually, with taller people. While the spine maybe gets slightly longer, the spine in itself doesn't really change. The torso in itself doesn't really change that much in size. It changes by very little, or you can keep the torso the same. But you would never want the torso to be very, very long, even though the characters themselves are pretty long. It's usually their arms, legs, and neck that usually make the most length. And that's why the neck of this character is longer, and that's why the legs of this character is pretty long. Now, of course, this character right here is not a normal character, and as we can see, this character happens to be wearing all black in a black dress, randomly in an alleyway at a dark night, with stitches across the mouth here. Now, we all know a character like that, but that's not exactly, we're not focusing on the folklore here. We're just focusing on the character. And we got the light up pawn shop in the background, and we have the shop is closed. And as we can see, there's another building over to the right that seems to be more antique style, due to the fact that this window is more stony, and the areas over seem to be more nicely decorated. So it might be a house, might be a shop, you know. That's what the viewer would see. And obviously there's roads coming up, and there's fences going around. But yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll show you guys the time lapse, and then we'll go over each breakdown in the layer. So let's go over the time lapse. I'll let you guys see that, and then let's go over and see. Let's do a detailed breakdown. Hello. Now that we're back from the wonderful time lapse, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, the time lapse was quite lengthy. It did allow you guys to obviously see the progress that I made in drilling it. So yes, I went back to layer 1, and you guys get to see my sketch. That was kind of faded out. If we zoom in really closely, you can obviously see that I made some joints right here. Yeah, made some joints right here, and then we did some pelvis right here. We did a torso high up. We obviously broke down the body, made it more elongated, and our goal going into this was to create a more structured character. One thing I wanted to do here is I also wanted to go over the shadows of my character as I was drawing it, so I'll have a better understanding of drawing the character when I get the time to draw it. I thought that was very helpful for me. We also drew the background on the pawn shop, the stop sign. Everything was more set in place. Of course, this was added later. But in all, you can see the way I kind of sculpted it. That was messy. The whole point for a sketch is to be kind of a little bit messy. I did not place a building on the end there. Wow, I missed quite a bit. Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the sketch. I didn't want it to be a daytime though, so the sun was obviously removed. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain. Then we move on to our line art layer. Ignore the colors there. That was clearly wrong. I still wish I added the building back here. That actually could have been a really great rendition. But so for the line art, I obviously just cleaned it up. I drew the character, drew the hat, drew everything. Added the pegs towards the pawn, removed the boxes and stuff, and just try to clean it up a lot more. Allowed the actual artwork to look more neater, and basically just made it look as presentable as I physically could. Now going into adding the flats, I added the base colors in to give it more of a darker color scheme. The goal was to kind of make it more nighttime than anything else, rather than to make it like daytime. I feel this character match more of a horror themed rather than just a casual theme. So I wanted to really embrace that side of drawing this character rather than just drawing this character just to draw it. I wanted to actually create basically a scene that allowed this character to show the design of the character, that allow the character to be shown off in his rightful place. Now moving forward, I actually did add kind of the glow earlier on, and it was due to I wanted to see how it will work, and for me, I wanted to get the shadows and stuff done based off how some of the lights were reflecting. So I did the glow to get the glow down, as I needed to understand if I were to place highlights, how would the highlights be placed? If I need to place shadows, how would the shadows kind of reflect off of these areas? There's a lot of areas that the light is going to be reflecting off, especially if it's just like flat in the middle, the main light of the thing. And then we do have the pawn light that's like partially working. Of course, we got the stop sign light in the back too. So there's just many different lights that I needed to take into account for. I feel like this is very helpful. In my sketching layer, I believe I will be going over, I'm going to be taking a lot of time to really develop the actual art piece in a sketch layer before I actually add the colors and stuff to it, because I feel like some of these things I could have done more proficiently in the sketch layer. Moving on though, then I decided to add the shadows, and this was me making pretty much everything darker colored, adding some shadings, reflecting off from where the light is, adding some minor shadings underneath here, just overall making the character in the scene a bit more darker and adding the shadows to contrast where the light is reflecting off. So of course the pole is having majority of the pole in the back, obviously not lit up, while there is this small strand directly facing the light that is directly on the brightest on the pole. Same with the bushes over here, and same with this bush back here. Also had to add some highlights on, I guess it's on a different layer, on this layer. Well, yeah, on the windows. And I added a close sign right here. I thought that was actually a very neat part of the art that should have been added earlier. This is me showing closed. That way you're able to know it's nighttime. You know, the pawn shop's closed. The light may be on, but that's just because the light needs to be fixed. There's some added touches that bring out more of this scene than you would normally expect. Now, going into this character, making this scene, it was kind of just something I thought was going to be fun to do. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, just something fun I thought I would do. It showed off more perspective than more anything else. I did want it to be more anatomy, but it didn't end up being more perspective, so you guys are also able to see how I was able to line up my perspective. That wasn't the best. It was able to show you guys kind of how I lined up things. But the character's anatomy, I did end up sketching it. And through the time lapse, you guys were able to see that yes, indeed, I was in fact basically making the character, the joints, each circle joint longer than the other, making the pelvis lower than their and longer and normally is, as how you want to do it with more taller, more lankier characters. This allows you to make a character that's more skinny, as people who are more taller are more skinny, except for those who eat a lot and those who are more muscle mass, those strong men, bodybuilders, other people that are taller, some fighters, other people. But just normally when you're taller, your muscles, your muscle heads and joints are stretched, so it will be longer on the body than normally would be. That allows for you to take more of a thinner appearance than you normally would if you were smaller. This is just how things work. But yeah, that's kind of how you would draw a taller figure. Of course, you could do One Piece style and just make like a 20-foot tall Goliath giant with like 800 pounds worth of just muscle. Yeah, you could do that. But yeah, this is how you would normally draw a more taller, more lankier character. If you were doing something more horror, you could take a character concept like how I did, except make the character a bit more disproportionate, and you could make the fingers more elongated, make the teeth more sharper, give her basically just a more larger but like abnormal figure that will make it more scary or grotesque to the eyes, that will make people more repulsed by the idea of being around someone like that. And that would, but do it in more of a scary way. Like you can make the teeth like hyper realistic, or you can make the fingers or whatever you're doing just a very, very gory scene, and that will allow you to make a very, very structured horror character. But that's just how most people do it. Outside of that, that's what I did for this drawing. I really do appreciate you guys for being patient and waiting for this video to come out. I am sorry for the time it took for this video to come out, but at least this video is out now. We'll go forward from here. I probably will do color theory next, as I believe I definitely need it. I do thank you guys again for all the love and support that you guys give me for these videos. I do read the comments, I do like the comments, I do go out my way to take advice, improve. So if anything you guys need want to note down, anything about the video, anything you guys liked, anything you saw that you think that could be worked on, anything that you guys liked, just anything you guys think you could take, always feel free to mention down in the comments below, or just take it, improve, and grow. I'm glad as an artist I could be influence to you guys to help you guys improve. And thank you guys again for watching just a wonderful video. Next week we'll be doing color theory, and I'll catch you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep improving that art and in your art pieces. Make something funny this week. I'll catch you guys.